Good morning, friends. Welcome to another morning devotion here from Serenity United Church of Christ. It's the day before Thanksgiving 2020, and I wanted to come on here and just share a quick word, hopefully to help get you in a good headspace for tomorrow or the holiday season, which kicks off here in 24 hours or so, or maybe has kicked off for you and your family already. I am in the sanctuary. It's pretty lonely. It's pretty quiet. It hasn't seen anybody in a while. And sometimes when I'm in here recording or praying or working on something, that becomes a little overwhelming. The whole notion that the church family who calls this home hasn't been able to worship here for a while. Maybe you are facing a Thanksgiving Day tomorrow that's going to look really similar, right? There's going to be a table that's less full of people, or a home that's less full of people, because you all have decided not to meet, or maybe you are meeting, but you're taking some precautions that are going to change the way things feel tomorrow. And it's easy and it's natural, it's very human to get to a place where we start thinking about all the things that are getting subtracted from our lives, all the compromises that we're having to make, all of the things that are part of our traditions and our family and our season of celebrating and being thankful that we don't get to do this year. But if ever, oh ever, there was a day where you really, really ought to shake off that very human part of us and lean into the divine. If ever, oh ever, there was a day for us to not spend time thinking about what has been taken from us, but what has been given to us. If ever, oh ever, there was a day to lean into gratitude and flush as best you can all of those feelings of what's happened to you in the negative, it's tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving Day. It's this day that our country sets aside to just take stock of all the blessings we have received. It's this day that our country sets aside to rest and be with those that we love. And perhaps, like this church, your family has decided we probably shouldn't gather together. We probably shouldn't be all in the same room. And that's going to hurt. But it'll be your choice whether or not that's going to be something that points you toward negativity, that makes you look at all you've lost, or points you to blessing and lets you understand everything that God has given you. I saw this meme earlier, or this little post somebody put on Facebook today. The best quote for 2020 is what they put under it, or above it. And then under it, it says, "This is not the year to get everything you want. This is the year to appreciate everything you have." I love that. I think that's not only a way of understanding what blessings are and understanding how good we've got it, understanding faithfully as Christians that God gives us all of these blessings, that God makes the choices about whether it's going to rain or snow or the sun's going to shine on a given day, or whether we're going to get together with our family or not. That's all beyond our control. Really, the best we can do is be faithful with the information that we have. So there's lots that I could spend time dwelling on that has happened this year, different than what I know, different than what I would have chosen, that feels like loss, that makes me feel really, really negative. You know what some of those are. An empty sanctuary. And I get into worship with my church family, having to put a mask on to go places, having to socially distance and especially not hug people when I see them, having to do funerals for smaller groups of people, having to get my groceries brought out and put in the back of the car instead of getting the interaction of being in the store sometimes. Not being today with all of my family, or tomorrow on Thanksgiving. But that's only part of the story of 2020. So for me, the much more hopeful, the much more helpful, the much more life-giving thing is for me to make a list of all the blessings in my life. I have a 6-month-old son who I didn't have last Thanksgiving. I have a cancer-free mother who wasn't cancer-free last Thanksgiving. I have a church who has decided to love one another more important than gather together, because that's what Christians do in a pandemic. I have a great team of folks to work with here who have had a lot to contend with this year, and who continually rise to the challenge of what does it look like to be a Christian and respond to this moment. Not all of those moments have been pandemic related. I have my health. I have a roof over my head. I have food in the refrigerator. I have heat and air conditioning. I have the internet, a way for me to still reach the people that I love and impart a good word to them on the day before Thanksgiving. I could go on and make a much longer list, and you could too. So whether you tomorrow are meeting with everybody that would fill up the room where your family gathers, or you tomorrow are meeting just a couple of you and the rest of the family you'll connect with like this virtually or with a phone call, and you'll be missing them. Or you are one of those folks who have tried to mitigate the risk enough that you'll be surrounded by your family. Whether you're one of those people who is seeing all the negative and feeling all the losses, or you're one of those people who gets it, that we have to just keep focusing on the good things and the things we are grateful for. Either way, I wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. I wish for you a moment in the coming days or tomorrow as you sit and receive whatever sort of meal you're going to receive on Thanksgiving, you become aware that God is still with you, that God still loves you, that God is still in control, and God is still blessing you. If you took a breath this morning, you for sure have been blessed. If you have the things you need, you for sure have been blessed. If the hardest thing you're facing is that you have to look at somebody through a screen instead of hold their hand today, you've not only been blessed that that's your worst problem, but you've been blessed by that relationship, that loved one. And someday, you'll be blessed to see them again. Let's hope for that day, my friends. Have a great Thanksgiving with whomever you gather with. Know that you're loved by your family of faith here at Saron. Amen.